Welcome to Wednesday night's live OHIO podcast. Welcome in, welcome back, everybody. We've got a power-packed hour for you guys again this evening. We are brought to you all by A Place at Home Senior Care. If you have a loved one recovering from a recent hospitalization, stroke, fall, maybe like my wife and they had a heart attack, or you're like me and you have dementia, A Place at Home Dublin provides home care supportive services like bathing, dressing, mobility assistance, and medication reminders, all in the comfort at home. Learn more at aplaceathome.com/Dublin or call them at 740-472-8181. Just a friendly reminder, everybody, you can carry us wherever you go. Download us and listen to us wherever you download your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, wherever you want to find us, you can get us. Just download us and take us with you. Big news, everybody. The end of year, the Season in Review magazine is almost here. In fact, I will be done with it by the end of the weekend. It'll be over 50 pages. That's right. Articles, reviews, stats, awards, info on the portal, recruiting. It's all in this magazine, all of it color, all of it's going to be beautiful. That's the cover you're looking at right there. At the end of this week, we will be taking pre-orders for the hardcover magazine. If you are a member of Patreon, you will get a digital copy absolutely free just for being a member of Patreon. So go sign up right now. Go do it. Go do it. Go be a member. $5 a month. That's all it costs. And you can get a magazine that's going to be basically about 8 months of that digitally for free, just for being a member of Patreon. In tonight's panel, well, to my left, your right, that would be King Kong Bart. Welcome back this evening, Bart.
Thank you. I love talking high state football, and my wife loves getting rid of me at 8:00 at night. So we're all good.
King,
Amen.
I must have struck a chord with Alex. So
King Buckeye, that's right. Alex Bryan in the house. He's diagonal to me. Jeff says, Alex, you have the greatest background ever.
This is my national championship trophy this year.
But I think the national championship's even more important. So, okay.
Volume, a little bit more, Bart. Just give me a little bit more volume if you can.
Okay. Yeah.
And then joining me on our fourth panelist member this evening, joining me right below me, you all know her. She is the host of the Illuminati podcast. She is the recruiting coordinator for the OHIO podcast. Welcome into the panel tonight, the marvelous Mika Hanna.
Hey, everybody.
Are you having a good day, Mika?
Yep. Good to be here.
All right. Why don't you tell everybody real quick about the Illuminati podcast?
I just dropped my third episode, and we talked about incorporating the run-pass option into Ohio State offense, and I had a very special guest that episode. Grumpy Cat was kind enough to join me, and I think it was a really great episode. So if you guys haven't seen it and you haven't subscribed to the Illuminati podcast, please do so, and check out my merch too.
There you go. You can find her merch in the link below in the description. Sean, what's up, buddy? He says, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. If you haven't, it's free, and we appreciate it. Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Sean. All right, guys. Last night in the after show, the secret after show over on Patreon, we had, Vader, our insider, dropped a massive nugget on everybody's lap. Apparently, Ryan Day was told by those who are, shall we say, in the power, have the control, those with money, that he will not be calling plays in 2026. So he needs to choose an OC. Let's start here. I think Ryan Day as a play caller, really good. Excellent. Ryan Day as a quarterback coach, excellent. Ryan Day as an offensive coordinator, excellent. Ryan Day as a head coach, excellent. Ryan Day trying to do all four things, not good. Um, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I think for the sake of of Ohio State, he needs to make sure he's wearing his CEO hat moving forward. I think this is what's best for Ohio State, that indeed he chooses someone to be the play caller. And if Ryan Day is going to choose somebody, he's going to obviously choose someone who he trusts, which means they're probably going to have experience calling plays. Bart.
Well, good for the organization to step up and say, "Hey, Ryan, you need to do this." Um, I think that's hard to do, but they are 100% right, and you're 100% right. All those he is great at doing all of them at once. That's a big job to do, and some of the best coaches don't do that. And you don't see too many people that will be an offensive coordinator and a coach because you're usually worried about a lot of different things. So they're saving him from himself, I believe. And I think that's the right call. And I think it's going to work out in the best. I believe that they will get a great offensive coordinator. But like you said, he's got to be able to work with them, and they're going to have his philosophy. So there's not too many people out there that I think that can do that. But I think he'll get through it. But I think they're saving him from himself. So I think it's a great call.
Yeah, I that's hit the nail right on the head. I think they're saving him from himself. I just hope that the powers that be that told him this also told him, hey, it's not going to be Tyler Bowen or Keenan Bailey either. So find a different one. Because they have to take on that mentality that we keep saying that you can't cut your teeth at Ohio State. We've made that mistake before. Now, granted, it's worked kind of for Ryan Day, if you want to say that. I mean, we do got a natty from him, but there's been some like big mistakes along the way that some we haven't recovered from, it seems. But I think the whole Heartline thing, while it wasn't awful, it wasn't national championship caliber either, and it kind of cost us in the end. So I think that whoever it is has to have play calling experience, has to have, experience in college football, hopefully, calling plays, and hopefully he can mesh well with what we got going on here. But it cannot be Ryan, and it cannot be Tyler Bowen or Keenan Bailey.
You're up, Mika.
Agreed. There needs to be another voice in that room. Just to get a different perspective and different flow of things going. Sometimes things just get stale. You need another voice. You need another source of energy, and I think having an outside voice is going to help with that. So I really hope he heeds their advice and goes in that direction, because he doesn't need to put that on his plate, and I think having an outside voice is just going to help offense and stuff get our flow back.
Scott Wortman says Ryan Day could almost name his job in college football, and he's hitting at where I want to go with to next. If indeed this nugget is true, and I have no reason to believe it's not, I do believe most major college football programs that are ran by donors, those donors have a very large say in how the program is to be run. If you need any more of a look into that, look at our basketball program. The donors very much had Holtman fired. Okay, so it is what it is. Now, does this affect Ryan Day's psyche at all? Does this cause Ryan Day to say, you know what, I'm getting sick and tired of having to deal with college football changing year in, year out, spending 20 of my 24 hours a day away from home, calling recruits on my phone, and only for them to turn around and leave 12 months later after they joined the program, after investing all my time, money, and effort into this thing. You have to feel like at this point as an Ohio State fan, Bart, I'm a little weary that our head coach might say, you know what, I'm going to go the NFL route.
Well, that's always the option, but it depends on how much you love loyalty. But he could be here for a while if he wants to be. The NFL is so fickle that you could lose 1 or 2 seasons, which I guess you can here too. Um, he could, but I think Alex was completely correct. Is we're a high state. We don't need first-time offensive coordinators. We are a program that gets seasoned offensive coordinators and let them prove otherwise in the lower tiers of football. Why are we settling for people? I can't say Hartline was terrible, but we can get anybody we want as offensive coordinator. Why are we? Hartline was going to leave anyway because Ryan Day is going to be there for a little while, and I don't know if he was going to stay that whole time to be head coach. Let him go do his, cut his teeth at South Florida, come back when he's proven. But I guess Ryan Day could always go to the NFL route. I don't think he'd be successful at the NFL route because he is I guess when we hear a micromanager, he likes to do everything, and you just can't do that in the NFL. He could. I don't want him to, but it's a real possibility.
Why can't you do that in the NFL? Too many egos?
Well, I think it's so specialized. Like, offensive line. You have to have somebody specialized. You have to be there's very, very few offensive coordinators and coaches in the NFL that are very successful doing the same thing. I think it's so I can't say complicated, but you got so many pros that know exactly what they're doing where you can exploit a Purdue or an Illinois that aren't that great. You don't have that unless you're playing the Browns every week. You don't have that off week. I just think it's a different monster in NFL because you got so many players that are so great that there isn't a lot of weaknesses sometimes that you can do. So,
King Buckeye, your response?
Yeah, Ryan Day will never be a head coach in the NFL. Even if he goes and tries, he never will be.
Really?
He was only in the NFL for 2 years, and he was a quarterbacks coach. Granted, under Chip Kelly, where he wasn't getting any success through that. And I mean, he's lucky he had worked under Urban Meyer in his Florida days, or else he might not have even gotten this job to come here as our OC. So, I never see him being a head coach. And if he does somehow get a head coaching job in the NFL, I think it will be very Urban Meyer-like. It will last all but 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Ryan Day, unfortunately, has a fragility to him. And
do tell. Bring it. Let's talk about it.
And I've said it before, it took a players-only meeting calling out this guy's manhood to get him to go on that run last year. And I think that if he allows people who are paying his bills to get under his skin that much to be like, well, I just can't do this anymore. I'm going to leave and go to the NFL. If he's that fragile, the NFL would completely break him.
I'm not sure he sounded like that, Alex, but that was pretty close.
Hey, I think behind closed doors, maybe Ryan Day acts like that sometimes. But listen, I honestly think the NFL would break him, and it's a lot like Urban, where Urban, before he ever tried the NFL, he said, I don't know if I could ever be a coach in the NFL because you go 10-6 and they call that successful. I call that terrible. And he was so used to not losing more than 1 to 2 games a year. And then, of course, you saw how he acted when he lost 1 game. The man was like dying on the field, having a heart attack, having a brain aneurysm, whatever it was. And it was like, boy, if he ever did try the NFL, I don't know if he's going to make it. And sure as hell, didn't make it a full season because it's just so different. It takes such a rare person to be able to coach on both levels, except if you're Jim Harbaugh, then you just cheat, or suck as a human being. But, it works for him, I guess. But like Pete Carroll, Jimmy Johnson, guys like that who are actually respectable human beings, it just takes a different type of person. And then there's some guys that are just pro guys and some guys that are just college guys. Nick Saban, just a college guy. Urban Meyer, just a college guy. Ryan Day, just a college guy. He'll never get a better job than this. So he should take his lucky stars he has.
I would say this about the kind of I think you can be successful in both. We've seen it before, but I think you have to adjust your managerial style. It's kind of like if you talk to a baseball manager in college baseball, and then that guy tries to go manage in major league, it's a different sport.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of ways, college football, although it's the feeder program for the NFL, in a lot of ways is a very, very different managerial style than what you get in the NFL. Which is why some people like Urban Meyer, like Nick Saban, uber successful in college, not so much in the NFL. Mika, your thoughts?
I don't think Ryan Day will do good in the NFL as a head coach. Now, could he go as maybe a lesser job like a QB coach or OC somewhere? Maybe, but I don't see him being successful as a head coach for the reasons that Alex underlined. I don't think he has the temperament for the NFL, and I think he enjoys the relationships he builds with players too much, and you don't get that to that degree in the NFL. And I think that would be the difference for him not being a head coach in the NFL. Now, like I said, would he be a QB coach or an OC? Maybe. I think it would all depend on, honestly, what's going on with his family. Does RJ come in and want to play for dad? Is that a possibility on the table? Like, is Nina happy? Like, it would free him up. He'd get more time with his family and stuff. So, I don't know. The Ohio State job is not for everybody. It's a pressure cooker, man. So, honestly, I think he'll get it together, but I don't think he's head coach in NFL material.
To add on to your point, Eric, yeah, the college football is NFL light right now, but you're still only going to be working with kids up to like age 24, 25, the way things are working out.
27, 28, 29 maybe.
Yeah, see, it seems it's only going up, right? But still in the NFL, there's going to be guys that are in their early to late 30s into their 40s that you're going to be dealing with too. So it definitely is a very different ball game when you're trying to manage grown men as opposed to guys that are still kids, young adults type of deal.
I would think Day would be ultra successful as a coordinator, where he could concentrate on one thing and do it. But doing, you're doing a business there, which it is here. But you look at Matt Patricia; he came here, and I don't think he wants to leave. He loves the enthusiasm that these kids have. And it's a job in the NFL, which it is a job here, but he just loves the youthfulness, be able to play with them and not have to deal with, 30-year-old kids or wide receivers that are pouting because they didn't get enough balls in the game. He loves it here. I think it's harder to go to the NFL than it is from the NFL to the college.
And turnover rate in the NFL is ridiculous. I mean, like you could be on one team 1 year and 2 years from now you're moving across the country. And I mean that's the only perk about the NFL is they seem to recycle coaches all the time. So even if you lose your job one place, you could easily get hired at another team if you really want to. Yeah. But I don't think Ryan Day and Nina Day want to move all around the country just to be in the NFL as a coordinator.
No, that was one of the things that they talked about when they got here was finding stability for their family, and they have done that. And, in all honesty, the program is also stable as well. I'm going to share a series of data points that I have collected today. And I want to show Buckeye Nation something. Now, this is my lifetime, so we're going to start in the late 80s. I don't remember the early 80s. I was just a baby. I was born in 81. So I don't remember the Earl Bruce era. And I really vaguely even remember the beginning of the John Cooper era. I really started paying attention in the 90s. God bless my little Buckeye soul.
I feel it.
So let's start with the first 7 years of John Cooper. So I put the year, the final ranking in the record. Now, here's what I want you to understand about this. If we were unranked, I automatically just put us 26. These are the final AP rankings for Ohio State that year. And if we were not in the top 25, I just put it as 26 so that we would have some kind of number. These are the first 7 years of John Cooper. As you can see, 3 unranked years in the first 4, plus a 24th ranking in 89. He then got it into the teens in 92, an 18th, an 11th place finish in 93, 14th place finish in 94, 110 game win season there in 93. That was year number 6 into his tenure. His average AP ranking after his first 7 years to finish a season was 20.7. And again, it's probably worse than that in all honesty. But again, I just threw 26 in there. Overall record at the time was 54, 26, and 4. Now, I'm not going to ask for a lot of detail here because we got 3 more to go to. But when you look at that graph, what's the first thing that comes to your mind, Bart?
4 and 6 and 1. How spoiled we are now that we lost 2 games. That's the first stat that comes out to me is no top 10 finishes. And he was here for 12 years. If you can believe it or not, he was here 5 years before this. So,
those are the first 5 years. It's first 7 years.
Okay, well, he was here 5 years after that too.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm apparently triggering Vader. I'm sorry, buddy.
You're triggering me.
I'm glad I vaguely remember these.
Yeah. John Cooper lasted until 2000.
Yes.
So can you imagine having those Ryan Day having that record now? And
He wouldn't be here.
Well, yeah. So it's just a different game than it was. And I was alive, and I did watch John Cooper pretty intently during those times because I was 14 years old when he got hired and watching those games. But John Cooper was I think he was one of the greatest recruiters or salesmen in an NFL coach. He just couldn't get them to perform as good as their teams were. He underperformed quite a bit. So,
Alex, quick response on Cooper in these first 7 years, man. What comes to your mind?
I'm looking at his record against the team up north. I think it's 0-4-1 in those years.
We more than that because he had 7. Those are 7 years. So he did get 1 win in there, didn't he?
Oh yeah, 1-5-1.
1-5-1.
Yeah. Wow. How did he last that long? Like, honestly, he should have been fired probably after 92. Like, how did he last that long? I mean, this is, and I'll go to bat saying this. I'll die on this hill. Probably the most fraudulent college football Hall of Famer of all time. Just what an absolute mistake ever hiring this guy and then keeping him as long as we did. He is the sole reason we do not have the lead in this rivalry today. Like, why did we make ourselves suffer this long for this guy?
All right, Mika, quick, your response. John Cooper's first 7 years there.
Alex said it. Like, I can't say it any better. I can't believe he lasted as long as he did. Because if that would not go over well with me at all. It hurts me looking at it.
Now, to defend John Cooper, he did have some pretty successful teams coming up after this. 96 and 98 were championship level teams. Yep. And if we played in today's era, I think he probably has a national championship under his belt.
No, Absolutely not.
Oh
Anybody,
yeah.
anybody
No,
who
no,
continues to tell me that
No.
John Cooper, if he had a playoff system, would have won a national title back then.
No. Yeah.
Like, based on what? Look at the graphic. Based on what?
Based on those teams, the players he had.
He could.
Absolutely.
Eric, look at his bowl record. What was
Come
he, like,
on, Alex. There's
N-
yes,
96
he
that 96 team was far and away the best team in college football. 98 had the best players in college football. You today you lose one game, it does not end your season now. It did then. It ended the season for them.
He
A
could-
lot of those bowl losses literally were teams who had just gotten beat by Michigan and the wind was completely out of their sails, man.
He couldn't
Oh,
coach, Eric.
that's an excuse.
He couldn't coach. He could not.
sucked.
If he could coach, he would have beat Michigan, but he could not coach with great talent. And 96 and 90 weren't his only greatest teams. He recruited the crap and had great teams. He couldn't coach them. I would not put it past him. Yeah, I would not put it past him. I don't think he could win it.
I'm with Podfather on this one. I think he could at least win one championship with the
He would have.
Yeah, they were stacked.
They
Now
would have choked at Tennessee.
I'm young enough. I don't remember a lot of these, but I've went back and rewatched some of these, and Dad's told me like I think we could have at least gotten one out of the format we have now if we had Cooper.
Yeah, I think if there was a one game playoff, like a one game championship like they used to, he probably could. But if you go through 4 games like you have to now, there's no way in heck he could do that. No way.
You'd be coin flipping it at best. With him.
Yeah, 100%.
You would have to pray Eddie George goes off without you even trying for.
All right, we got to move on. Now let's go. Let's get a little. let's get a lot better. And this is Jim Tressel.
Is a work of art.
Yes.
All right. 2001. Now 2001, unranked, but we did go into Michigan and we beat Michigan in the Big House in 2001. Shout out Jonathan Wells, my man. Still, he might have scored on him again. I don't know. We need to go check the tape. They went 7-5, but they did get that win. 2002, Team of Destiny finished number 1. That was the first time in my lifetime we won a national championship as a Buckeyes, 14-0. 2003, the Encore was 11-2, ranked 4th. Very good. 2004, a little bit of an anomaly. We went 8-4. We were ranked 20th, and then he started to build. 2005, we got 4th. We were 10-2. 2006, we got beat by Urban in Florida. We ended up finishing 2nd, 12-1. 2007, came back, got to 5th at 11-2. The 2007 year's a blur to me for some reason. His average finish, even with an unranked finish in 2001 and a 20th ranked finish in 2004, his average AP finish was 8.8 in his first 7 years. Total record was 73-16 in his first 7 years. All right, let's make it quicker this time. Bart, your initial reaction when you see this?
Love it. He took 15 years off of my life in his tenure. But it says that you can win with defense and special teams. But he would have never lasted in today's game because he was just straight-laced. But I love him. He's probably my favorite coach of all time at Ohio State.
Real quick, help me because I'm blurry for some reason on this. I thought LSU's national championship game was that. I thought that was 2008. Was that 2007?
It was played in 2008. It was for the 2007 season.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
I don't hold 2001 against him. He had to clean up a big mess that loser John Cooper left for him. 2004 was my first year going to an Ohio State game, so I hold that very near and dear to my heart, the Team Up North game that year. I don't remember going 8-4. I thought we were 9-4, but I guess we played one less game in the regular season. That was an anomaly. Jim Tressel, one of the best to ever do it. I wish we hired him like 7 years sooner. That would have been great, but I'll take that natty all day, every day.
I have so much nostalgia for Tressel. He was the coach when I started really getting into football, and he will always be one of my favorites. And it shows in his record to go back to the speech, like to have the cojones to do that when he did was just amazing. And I remember watching that, and my dad turned to look at me, and like we both got this look like, oh, it's on now. We'll see what this guy can do. Here's this guy that looks like an accountant or something, putting all the chips on the table, and I loved it. And I love Tress, and I always will.
That's my lieutenant governor, and anybody dragging him through the mud for Tattoo Gate to this day, screw you. That's a great
Exactly.
man. That's a great man.
All right, let's move on to the Urban Meyer era. 7 years. There's a reason why I chose the first 7 for the previous coaches. This man coached 7. Ryan Day has coached 7 years. That's why we went with 7. 2012, the undefeated 12-0 finished third, which is a load of crock, but I digress. You all know what happened. 12-2 in 2013 and finished 12 at 12-2, and we finished 12 in the AP. Huh? 2014, 14-1, number 1 national championship, second national championship in my lifetime. 2015, we finished 4th, which is a load of crock again. 12-1. That team absolutely should have won a national championship.
Yep.
2016, 11-2, finished 6th. 2017, 12-2, finished 5th. 2018, 10-1, finished 3rd. Urban Meyer's average, and oh, by the way, the 2018 10-1, three of those games, because we actually went 13-1.
Yeah.
3 of those games get credited to Ryan Day, because Urban Meyer was on this at home. Average of 4.8 is what he finished in the AP poll at the end of a season. Very, very good. 83-9 overall. Bart, your initial thoughts? Make it quick.
Well, I wish he could have coached longer, but just a tremendous coach. But where the other guys, Cooper was offense, Tressel was defense, he brought offense and defense to the game. And he brought a little bit of SEC, I guess, to recruiting, to getting guys. Just a tremendous coach. I just wish he was here longer, but we did get Ron Day from him. I 7-0 against Michigan. What else you guys say?
He proved that 2011 was a complete anomaly. And if this is a coach that you could look at and say, if we had an expanded playoff, he would have won more natties. This is the coach you say that for.
Sure.
Because 2015 probably wins it. If we would have been allowed to play in postseason in 2012, like we absolutely should have been, freaking tattoos. That's a national championship right there. And honestly, maybe like 2018, maybe could have done something. But the other teams, the only downfall to Urban Meyer's entire tenure was making some bad hires. That's what cost him more trophies during his tenure.
He's a legend, honestly. Like, he revitalized the program. What he did in recruiting was insane. I mean, he coined spatula season. You remember the Urban Meyer specials where we flip guys out of nowhere? That's an Urban Meyer thing. Like, he made, not that we didn't do good in recruiting before, but he made Ohio State a destination, and it's continued from that because of Urban Meyer. Like, each coach that we have had is built on what's been previously, and Urban took us to a different stratosphere, and I'll always be grateful to him for that.
The spatula season basically ran Brett Bielema out of Wisconsin, as I recall, and he into the SEC, where it didn't go so well for him, and now he's back here in the Big Ten. And
that was so funny because he would badmouth the SEC, then he goes to the SEC, badmouths the Big Ten, and then now he's back in the Big Ten.
Yep.
W. Buck has had some pretty good comments. I starred one of them because we're going to be coming back to it. W. Buck, you know exactly where I'm going, man. All right, so if this is all good, right? This is what we want. Then obviously this is going to be incredibly interesting. I want you all to take one final good look at what Urban Meyer did, keep a close eye on that average at the bottom. All right, 83-9, 4.8. Here's what Ryan Day has done in his first 7 years. 82-12, so not quite as good of the winning percentage that Urban Meyer had at 83-9, but his final AP average 4.4. Urban had a number 12 finish. Ryan had the number 10 finish in 2023. We got into this argument yesterday, Bart, about there's no way we should have been at number 5 this year. We should have been at number 3. I agree with that. 10 or better every single year. Now, the one thing that we need to do is we need to get off this 2-loss schneid that we're on every single year right now. Even when we went 12-0, we finished 12-2 this year. That's 5 consecutive seasons with 2 losses. 2020 is COVID year. You can just about throw it out. 7-1, whatever. 2019, 13-1. One might argue Urban's players, right? So, but 4.4 average, 82-12. Bart.
You compare this to John Cooper, and it's like, how did he have himself a job? It's incredible that he was 1 loss away. If he loses that next game against Tennessee after last year's Michigan, he's not even a coach anymore because we're not accepting this. Look at this. It's incredible how us as a fan base don't like this and want to get rid of him. He's a master of what he does. He just gets in his way sometimes, I think. And if other people can keep him from doing that, the sky's the limit here on out. But we won't accept anything less than these numbers for him or the next coach. So good luck.
Obviously, he is a victim of a certain program cheating him out of some wins. So, I can't fully put some of those on him. But there have been some coaching failures that are very glaring during his tenure. But obviously, he got his manhood called out, made the most out of last year. And, this is great. But there's some things that need to improve upon for his tenure to continue in the right direction. Next year is so pivotal with that schedule. Like, he has to nail this OC hire. So whoever's saving him from himself, God bless him, because if he tried calling plays or if he promotes from within to call plays next year will be the first 3+ loss season we've seen in quite some time.
Don't put that out in the ether.
I keep it real, Mika. I keep it so real. People call me a homer for Ohio State, and I'm like, have you listened to me talk about Ohio State? I am honest. I'm very honest, to the point where people hate me.
I believe even Ryan Day, I have tremendous respect for what he's done. There's been instances where, like you said, teams have cheated us, so you can't put all the losses on him in some cases, but he does have some glaring weaknesses that he needs to clean up. And that's just the truth of it. When you're at a program like Ohio State, you have to live up to a standard. Now, is it a fair standard? No, but it's what you signed up for. And then the landscape is changing. I know that. So he's got it harder than any other coach, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how he navigates this, especially with the schedule next year, like Alex pointed out.
Eric, what if I told you that Indiana's national championship is the most important thing to happen, Ryan Day?
I would say, tell me more.
It's the most important thing to happen to Ryan Day because not only does it show him the blueprint from here on out on how to get this so-called dynasty in motion that everybody kept trying to formulate, but it also puts him as the second best coach in the Big Ten, which you couldn't say that about Tressel or Urban. They were always number one during their entire tenure. Cooper, we don't even count. We don't even count him. But Ryan Day is no longer the best coach in the Big Ten. Kirk Cinetti is. It gives him something to fight for.
Yeah, and he always does best when he's the underdog.
So let me get this straight, Alex. He wins one championship, and now he's the greatest in the Big Ten.
That championship
your
is
standard? Is that your standard now?
That championship is 1,000 times better than the one we won last year.
Why?
16-0.
No losses.
Championship
with portal players that he didn't develop or anything, right?
In a non-conference schedule that is about as
that's
weak
the blueprint. That's the blueprint.
But that doesn't make you the greatest coach in the Big. Do it 7 years in a row and average a 4.4. Okay, well then after he does that, then come back and say, "Hey, he's a great," but not now. Come on, don't do that.
He's the best coach in the Big Ten.
No, he is not. No.
All right.
Second best coach in college football.
Let me show this comment. This is a really, really good comment. WBuck21. Yes, the whole reason why I did this was because of this comment. For this comment, Urban brought the program to the next level. He installed the expectation. That last word is what I wanted to talk about and why I wanted to show you this. There is such a trajectory that we got from John to Tress to Urban, and now the expectation has changed, and Ryan Day is literally chasing ghosts. For the longest time, it was you had the standard of Woody Hayes, right? Earl dealt with it. Cooper dealt with it. Impossible standards to have to live up to. Once we got into the 2000s, I think people were like, this is going to sound morbid, a lot of Ohio State fans passed on who were, Woody Hayes, Woody's age and older, okay? And so you had younger folks who were now older who still memorialized him, but then there's this new generation of Ohio State fans that came along who didn't have any recollection of Woody Hayes. And so as Tressel won and rose the expectation and the standard, that's why people like me and you hold sweater vest in the esteem that we do, because he was the first for us, right? Which our fathers, it was Woody, right? Then you have Urban, who just took it to another level. That's the expectation. My question is this. Are the expectations that Urban has now placed on this program, that the fan base applies to Ryan Day, that Ryan Day himself, when he was hired, applied to himself and this program, should those expectations change in this era? Because the era is completely different where we are now than when Urban coached or when Ryan Day took over this program. It is completely different. Yes or no, and why?
It is completely different. I mean, you got Portal. You can have an Indiana team that was freaking terrible. Now they're national champions. You got to play to a different standard nowadays, and the expectation you're going to go to the national championship are over, because you can't expect 10 easy win seasons anymore, because they could just load up. Or we could lose 40 people in the portal. You could not have the same team the next year. So the expectations have completely changed. Doesn't mean us as a fan base expect anything less than going to the national championship. But yes, you're correct. The expectation it's just a different game today.
Yeah, I mean, Urban did raise the expectation level, and I mean, it's pretty much been about the same during the Day era, but now that things have changed in the landscape of college football, you kind of have to just deal with it and evolve and raise the bar a little bit. Indiana just raised the bar pretty good amount for Ryan Day. He really did. And Coach Cignetti laid out the blueprint for him. This is how you do it now. So either Ryan Day adapts, and all of a sudden we start seeing more natties, we start seeing more wins against the team up north, and he completely changes the entire trajectory of his tenure at Ohio State, or he doesn't. He gets in his own way more and more and more, and we start seeing more 2, 3, 4 lost seasons, and then the Bunsen burner gets turned into a volcano. So it's his choice. He can either evolve or get left behind. Not everybody can drive this Ferrari. He's done a pretty good job at keeping it on the road. Don't crash it.
I mean, the expectations, I think, do need to change, but they won't. So I'm not going to pretend like they will, because they won't.
Why do they need to change, though?
Because it's so different now. Everything is so different. I mean, we just lost what, almost 32 kids to the portal.
We
I mean,
lost half of our roster if you count the guys who graduated who are going to NFL. 40, what is it? 49?
I mean,
Was that the number?
that's insane. And no other coach before Ryan Day has had to deal with that. So yes, the expectations should change, but I'm not gonna pretend like they will because they won't.
Ooh, interesting comment. Scott Wortman, thank you. Yes, college football has now become a tournament sport.
Yep.
Well, and I think when Alex says Indy has a blueprint, the blueprint to what? You have to hit on every portal player, and they got a great quarterback, and they hit on that, and now they've got to get the Duke. Well, not the Duke guy, but their TCU guy. They've got to hit on that too. And so this day and age, if you're going to depend on portal people, you're going to have to hit on every one of them. Last year we didn't.
You got to depend on portal people. That came out. It was a one-armed flying purple people eater. The portal people. That sounds like a new boy band. Hey,
Yeah.
mom, I want tickets to the portal people.
Yeah. Well, 2 years ago we did great, and we got a national championship. That was the blueprint right there, is getting pieces you need. We didn't hit that way this year, but if you're going to depend on that, you have to hit on them every year, and that's not sustainable, I don't think.
Mean Green, Podfather, I know it's only January. However, what are your expectations for the 2026 Ohio State football team? Right now, I haven't even begun to even think about that yet. There are so many things in this offseason that I need to see. Right now, my expectations are about setting expectations for spring ball. That's where I'm at. Hopefully, we have a spring game. Once we see what things look like in the spring and where we're at with this roster, then I will probably set some kind of expectation for the season on that for me personally. But the standard expectations are one thing. Standards are another thing. And there is a difference. Expectations, I see a 10-win football team this season. Okay. Standards, there are 3 of them at Ohio State. Can you name them?
Beat the team up north. Win.
That's
the Big
number
Ten,
1.
win the Natty.
That's number 2. That's number 3.
And
You
I'm
nailed it.
tired. I'm tired of only doing one of them. Or none
I'm interested in Vader's comment.
Indiana has a flaw we will never have.
having the second most losses in college football history.
Being able to recruit.
I think that their success that they're having right now is going to amp their recruiting up.
Yep. They have talent coming out of that state right now. They have the number 2 ranked wide receiver in all of the 2027 class, Montrezl Sales, and you can't tell me he's not interested. And that kid is a beast.
I promise you, if Ohio State follows what Indiana's doing and takes it to another step, we'll win like the next 2 out of the 4 national championships at minimum.
But we did do what they did, and that's how we won a national championship. Not to the level.
Well, we had way more guys we retained.
We did, but we don't win that.
That's a little different.
We don't win that without a quarterback and a running back on that team that we got.
And that's a part of the blueprint part.
It is. And
maybe after Julian's saying
they didn't invent this, they just got a lot more people than we did.
Everybody's like, oh well, Tavion St. Clair's the next guy after saying, well, maybe he shouldn't be. Maybe we should follow the model of bringing in an experienced quarterback with 1 or 2 years left. We need to get better at talent evaluation. Indiana seems to be, honestly, a little bit better than ours.
Well, let me ask you this, Zach. Does that hurt recruiting, though? If we go out there and we try to – is a quarterback going to want to come to us or Indiana, please develop me, and then bring somebody in that's going to be experienced?
I can end this conversation right here because – you know who just won the quarterback, won the Heisman and a national championship at Indiana? Fernando Mendoza, who had a younger brother on that team.
He transferred.
Who transferred out this week.
Yeah.
What? You just won a national championship. You saw your brother do it, and he transferred out. That is the era we are in. It's insane.
Because they got TCU's quarterback.
Yeah, it's
He's not gonna play.
insane. It's
So he's going to
insane.
go to Georgia Tech and probably, if he's anything like his brother, probably be pretty good.
So if you're going to be a 5-star, do you want to go to Indiana? That's
Maybe.
the biggest thing.
They're going to start getting
develop.
those guys. They're going to start getting. Yeah, they can develop.
Vader says
that's all
they being Indiana have to hit a home run at key positions every
I've been
year.
saying it the whole time.
You're forgetting that a lot of those players were under Kirk Cinetti at JMU. He developed those guys. A lot of those guys.
Yeah, but the key positions he didn't.
You still got, just because you bring a 5-star in doesn't mean you don't develop
But
them.
I guess
You
if
develop those guys.
I'm the dad of a guy, am I going to want to go in that their reputation is getting a portal guy to replace to be a quarterback, and they never let somebody that they bring up, and they haven't done that. So until they do, I don't want to go there.
Signetti and that staff took Fernando Mendoza from here and put him to here. They developed him.
Well, he was pretty good before he got there. I mean, he wasn't.
He was okay.
He was good on a very bad Cal team, dude.
That's what
now he's elite because he
Well-
got the proper coaching and development.
Or is he elite because he has offensive line and receivers? Don't give me that's all Rick and coaching.
He
You
has
get
no
offensive-
5-star receivers like we do, and they did way better than us.
Well, they had an offensive line that gave you time.
Imagine if they had Jeremiah Smith. God, they would have blew out Miami by like 100. Yes,
100%. Yeah.
So,
All right, we got to go. Last comment, Mika. Go for it. Last comment.
I'm with Bart and Vader on this. There's got to be value in bringing in your own guys and developing them, or otherwise, it's just NFL at this point.
It's not even NFL because
Yeah.
NFL you have rookie contracts, second-year deals, things like it's not even NFL.
Contracts will change this game.
we'll still
still
recruit, but we're just going to recruit a lot less, and a
still
lot of
think
those
there's
guys will
value
develop.
in, especially with a quarterback. I still think there's value in it.
I agree with you on that, Mika. All right, real fast. We got a couple minutes before we go to the super secret show. Ross Bjork and the athletic department announced today that we are getting 2 new scoreboards at Ohio Stadium, and the first will be on the north end zone. That's the closed, if you will, section, the smaller of the 2, and that'll be up before the season kicks off in August here in 2026. And then on the south end, the big one, that's going to be replaced before kickoff in 2027. This is a part of their tradition initiative that they announced at a little, I think it was sometime around this time last year, early on in 2025. Of course, he announced all the new traditions that they were going to start with the ringing of the victory bell before the game, that they were moving Hang On Slippy around, that they were going to try some kind of folk Ohio song that never took off and no one ever liked and no one ever learned the words for. The red towels. I'm trying to remember all the different things that he was trying to do. Out of all of them, I think the victory bell before the game actually was probably the one that was the best that will stick out of it. So there's all of these things, but the scoreboards needed to be replaced. With the scoreboards are some lighting as well. So we're going to be moving up a little bit in the game day experience. Let me ask you this question. Since Indiana won a national championship, will they have to share some of the big noon burden, or is it still going to fall on us to keep being the Fox's big noon burden? You can fill in the word there. Bart, you get your comment first.
Are we talking about the Fox or the scoreboards?
Fox, like, are we even with all these changes and with Indiana coming, because the changes are going to help with the night games. It's going to make the night games electric.
No,
But
it's
How
not
many
gonna,
night games we getting?
Yeah, it's not going to change because Ohio State brings the numbers, and that's all they care about. I don't think Indiana brings it. They're going to bring more numbers now that they won the national championship, but Ohio State is still tops in that, and that's what TV wants. And if they're going to do it, they're going to bid for it and get it, and we're going to bear the brunt of it.
Yeah, we're still gonna get the most big noon games. I'm just thankful that this last season we didn't get 6 noon games in a row like we did the year prior. That was ridiculous to me. But as far as the scoreboard goes, I'm glad Ross Bjork is fulfilling a promise there. I wish we would deal with the field turf first, but I will take the scoreboard. Just all I'll say is don't waste my time. Make them huge.
It's almost like putting a golden
Wait,
door.
hold on. Alex, I want you to answer this question as if you're Donald Trump. Can you tell me what kind of scoreboards Ross Bjork should have in the Ohio Stadium, please?
I want the best scoreboards in all of college football. I want them huge. I want them bright. I want them very big. Very, very big. I want them the best that you've ever seen.
I love you, Alex.
So good.
What?
I'm here all week.
Yes.
Oh,
By the way, that victory bell idea did work, but the second we lose a game after doing it, it's going to be like, oh, well, that was embarrassing. Just it.
it's like putting a gold door on a trailer, though, Eric. It's like I think the stadium and the turf needs so much help, and is that where we really want to put the money towards? But,
We need that to happen because big scoreboards make recruits go, ooh. So
Yeah.
we definitely need to be more competitive in a lot of ways, but
yeah,
there's other things I would have done first.
I'm still caught up on the impression. That was great.
Very huge.
That was great.
Very big.
But anyway.
I bet he goes home to in his bathroom in his mirror and just does that. Just like I'm pretty good.
It could be better. It could be better.
I'm huge. I'm huge. Yeah, I know that.
Very huge.
That's
Very
what I
big.
say when I stand in front of the
I
mirror.
know.
Bar. I'm very huge.
Look at me. Look at how huge and great I am. Very nice.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it.
All right, Mika, try to gather yourself, girl.
You got 30 seconds.
Yep, we're about out of time.
I liked some of the changes. I applaud him for trying to bring like new juice around in the program. I like the towels. I like the victory bell, and I like the scoreboards. I'm with Alex. I think the turf needed to be addressed first because honestly, that was a big thing for a while, and we talked about that maybe causing more injuries. So why that wasn't addressed first, I don't understand. But I like what he's doing and everything. I just wish that certain issues would have took bigger precedence over scoreboards. But I'm not gonna say no to it. It's gonna be cool to see. So I'm not arguing with it.
No, I get it. I like it. I'm not disappointed in it at all. It needed to happen, obviously. So I think we all are in the same agreement about that.
And we're definitely gonna get big noon games the most still because we're the most national brand. Indiana's not a national brand yet.
Were the scoreboards bad? I haven't been there in a couple years. I mean, were they bad? Like
They're not bad, but they're not. They're older, so they're not the LED, real vibrant, bright.
You got like a 70-inch TV in one end zone. You have to go like this.
Yeah.
Get your binoculars out just to look at it.
Yeah,
And then the other one, I mean,
the new scoreboards are LED lit. They are very bright.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're very bright.
very bright. The brightest.
And that
You
should be
don't
paid-
even need the sun. These light up the entire city of Columbus.
And if
That-
I'm not mistaken, the actual lights in the stadium, I think they're LEDs now as well. So when the team runs out, I think we can actually make the entire stadium scarlet.
That's
Um,
gonna be awesome.
Things
should-
like that are
Yeah.
eye-catching, right?
Yeah.
And you look at what we've done. It's one of the reasons why we want night games. First off, if you're trying to bring recruits in from the West Coast who played the night before, and you're expecting them to basically just get on a plane that night and come to Columbus, Ohio, and not have any sleep for a noon game, good luck. You need night games for recruiting, and if you're going to bring them in for night games, you need the electricity to be there, and you need it to look good. And not only that, but we need to have more of them. And unfortunately, Fox has been really now. Raj, you're hitting on something, man. You're hitting on something. You need to definitely head on over to Patreon, guys. The super secret after show party known as the Asylum is about to go over to Patreon. We're going to take this topic, and I'm about to make at least 2 of these 3 really mad at me over on Patreon.
Well,
And
good
then
luck, Alex and Mika, because I'm never going to be mad at Podfathers.
Oh, you might. And it might be all 3. And then after that, we are going to bring on a couple people to give your opinion. So if you want to give your opinion about what we're about to talk about over on Patreon, make sure you're a member. You're signed up. Only costs $5 a month. If you sign up for the whole year, you get 1 month free. It's like $55 for the entire year. You're not going to find a better deal. And you get access to our insider. You get extra content. You get articles. And now you're getting the super secret show every single night, Monday through Thursday, here on the OHO podcast. Plus Friday, Bart, I guess we'll be watching Ohio State-Michigan basketball game over on Patreon.
You guess?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
we're
so.
doing that, and we're gonna. If Colin
Hey,
White plays like
Colin White is gonna ball out in Ann Arbor, baby.
Did you end up watching that game? Did you watch the ending of that?
Not yet. No,
Oh, come on.
I actually Bart. I actually chose to finish Breaking Bad.
And
Respectable. We'll talk about that on the after show. Okay.
Indeed, we will. Hey, if you're not, subscribe, like the video. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you over there on Patreon, everybody. Give us 5 minutes.